Lebanon's leadership is facing growing anger over the deadly blasts that have killed more than 150 people and injured thousands more. Shock is turning to fury. Authorities responded with force when protesters gathered outside parliament. Opponents accuse the government of corruption, incompetence, and failing to avert an economic meltdown. French President Emmanuel Macron flew into Beirut, promising aid from the international community. But he also says there will be no blank checks, and he insists there must be internal reform from the top.
As the people of Beirut come together to clean up the debris from Tuesday's catastrophic explosion, world leaders are lining up to provide aid. French President Macron landed in Beirut, addressing the anger felt by the people towards the corruption regarded as making the blast possible, and that has plagued the country for decades. He has also promised assistance. What I can guarantee you is that this aid will be transparent. It will go to the field, and it will not go in the hands of the corrupt. Lebanon is a former French protectorate, and the two countries still have close ties today. Surrounded by crowds, Macron listened to the outrage and pleas for help, while chants of revolution and end the regime sounded all around. I am here today. I am going to propose a new political pact this afternoon, and I will come back by September 1st, and if it has not been obtained, I will take responsibility for it. Macron later announced the launch of an international conference in the coming days, with the aim of raising funds to support the people of Beirut. We are no longer able to continue this way. In this situation, people do not have enough money to continue what they started. The country cannot take it anymore. We have been fighting for 50 years in order to raise our family in these circumstances that we live in. Now we're finished. We have been working for our retirement, but they've finished us. Hopes rest on an international aid effort to pull together so the residents of Beirut can rebuild their homes, their city, and their community.
Let's bring in our correspondent in the Lebanese capital. Razan Salman is with us now. Hi, Razan. People have been protesting near the parliament in Beirut. What more can you tell us about that?
Indeed, Sumi, there were clashes between the security forces and the protesters in an anti-government demonstration that took place yesterday near the Lebanese parliament. The security forces, they deployed tear gas on dozens of protesters who gathered around the parliament to ask the government to resign, since they believe the government is responsible for the explosion that took place on Tuesday, because the 2,750 tons of ammonium nitrate were stored in a warehouse in Beirut port with no proper security measures.
Razan, we saw those images of the French President Emmanuel Macron walking through the streets of Beirut. He has promised international assistance to Lebanon, but he's also calling on the country's leaders to launch anti-corruption reforms. How was that message received?
Yes, this morning the Lebanese authorities they took into custody 16 individuals as part of an investigation into the Beirut port's explosion. And on the other hand, they assigned an investigative committee, and they gave the committee 4 days in order to claim who is responsible for this explosion. And the central bank ordered to freeze the accounts of heads of Lebanese customs and Beirut ports officials. On the other hand, 44,000 Lebanese people signed an online petition asking to place Lebanon under the French mandate for the next 10 years, since they completely lost the trust in their own government and its ability to manage the country.
Well, it's important to mention that a lot of people are still missing. I mean, how is the rescue effort going?
The rescue efforts are still in progress. Just this morning, 2 dead bodies were found under the rubble. and the officials, they expect the death toll to rise within the next few hours since the rescue efforts are still in progress. And the Minister of Health just announced, this is the official number, just announced that 154 people were dead after the explosion. More than 5,000 people were injured, and along with 300,000 people who have completely lost their homes.
DW's Razan Salman reporting from Beirut. Thank you.